Alright, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Arkansas Kayak Fishing. Today we're at Lake Dunn in Wynne, Arkansas. Never been here before. Uh, Heard a few people talk about it and read about it just like y'all normally do when you go to a new lake. You get on Google Maps and do all kinds of research and reading and everything. And uh, it's not a real big lake. It's an 80-acre lake, but it's trolling motor only. No outboards out here, so to me, it's a really good kayak lake. If you've never been here before, it's got a nice parking area, nice boat ramp. Uh, so far, not a lot of people here. It's kind of a calm day. So that's to me, that's real good for kayak fishing. If you're looking for a new spot to go, I would definitely recommend this spot. But supposed to be some big bass out here. They have catfish, brim, and crappie. So they definitely got a variety of fish in this lake. But we're after the big bass today, so stay tuned, and hopefully we can put some big bass in the kayak today. As you can see, they got a pretty nice ramp here. Pretty wide ramp, not too steep. Got a lot of parking. I'm the first one here. A good thing, I guess. But pretty nice ramp, pretty nice area. First time I've ever been here. Real pretty lake. Got a couple guests right over here. Little Canadians there. Definitely a pretty place. Looks like a good kayak lake. Alright, so just got out here. Got everything set up. And just want to start off throwing this spinner bait here with a swim bait on it. I'm going to try to hit some shallow spots and just hopefully get around this bank area and throw around any bushes and trees and what have you. Like I said, I've never been here before, so I really don't know what to expect from the fish. We had a big rain yesterday, so the water's still pretty clear even though we had that rain, but just a little bit murky. Just figured we'd try this spinnerbait to start off with. That last trip back where I'm from, it did pretty good that day, but that's a totally different place, so just because it worked there doesn't mean it's going to work here. It's only about 2.5 foot deep right here. Hopefully maybe we can find some pre-spawn bass or bass on beds today. Like I said, I've never been here before, so I don't really know where the shallow water is and the deep water is. And I was surprised. It was about 38 foot when I was coming across the open part out there. That's definitely where the catfish would be staying. We ain't fishing for catfish today. We got a tap on the line that time. Pretty sure I did. Back up here real quick. A lot of Canadian geese on this lake. I know when I was getting ready to put the kayak in, two of them there, they just almost let me walk right up to them. Then they act like they were scared. Alright, so I just put on a 6 cents crankbait. Just gonna try it out in this little open area here. So far I've got a few taps on the that spinner bait, but like I said, I think it's brim. It's when I'm getting real close to the bank, it just feels like little nibbles and kind of real fast jerks. You know how brim are. Definitely not a bass take, that's for sure. Maybe a crankbait day. Hopefully it's not a skunk day. You know how some of these trips go, you come out here with expectations to catch a lot of fish, and it always don't go that way. It happens a lot of times when you go to new places like this, you know, you've never been before. You know, you're just not used to the lake, you're not used to the water depth and where the fish stay and their kind of patterns, you know, and puzzles, you know, fish have. And, you know, you kind of figure it out after a while when you fish a spot enough, where to go, what to fish, what to look for. You know, when you go to a new place, it's just, you really just have to keep in mind the things that you know and just prepare to change and do new things too. You just never know where the fish are going to be in one lake from another. Sometimes it's like that from one trip to another in the same spot. Y'all seen how it is out there in the backwaters that I've been fishing. One day I go out there and wear them out, and the next day I go back and catch 3 fish. Sometimes maybe 2 or 3. Some trips pretty bad. Oh, there we go. Let it go. That right there felt like a bass. Didn't feel like no brim that time. Let's see if we can get it back over him again. One big old snake over there on that tree. You can see him or not. He's kind of stretched out right up there. Kind of right in there. Big old black snake. Oh, we're chilling out, getting some sun, getting some heat. Like I said, the last 2 or 3 nights we've got some 40s. Kind of dropped back down. You know, we was getting some, you know, spring weather. You know, 70s and 80s and stuff. And like today, it's only supposed to get around 68. But still got some of that cold weather trying to hang on. My last 2 trips out there in the backwater, it's pretty nice. It was around 70s and, you know, close to 80. But water temperature too, it was almost 70 degrees. Today it's like 64 right now. Still waiting for that first bite. Hasn't happened yet. I should have said the first fish. We've gotten quite a few bites. Just ain't got no fish in the kayak yet. That's one thing I keep seeing all these brim. I'm thinking about tying on a I have a Savage Gear brim and I have a crappie too, but thinking about tying on one of them brim. You know, seeing all these brim, I know these bass are eating them, so definitely one of them things you see, so they're definitely eating them. Alright, so I just tied on a little Savage Gear brim there. I think that's the 3.5 inch model. Ain't too big, but they got some really good colors on him. It's just like a brim. Like I said, I'm seeing a lot of brim out here, so I'll throw this for a little bit and see if we get any takes on it. Oh, there we go. Whoa, let it go. He was a little bass. He was still something though. I was glad to know there's something out here. That's the first bite of the day. Lets me know they like this spinnerbait here. think I tried to set the hook just a little too soon on him. I was a little anxious. As soon as I felt just a little tap, my hand jerked. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right around that tree right there. Another little guy. I'm glad he got off. That sucker was tiny. I don't know what he was doing, even biting the lure. That other one back there was probably twice, 3 times his size. We want his mom and dad. Oh, there we go. That feels like a pretty nice one there. Oh yeah. I think we have to get a hookup on him. There we go. Oh man. It's a long bass. Ain't very big, but he's long. Whoa, buddy, calm down. Just got a good hookup on him. There we go. First one in the kayak. Definitely not a giant, but I'll take him. They definitely seem like they like that spinnerbait. I think that's the 3rd fish, but that's the first one in the kayak, so. He's a small one, but I'll take him. Make it go, buddy. Definitely seem like they're hanging out real close to that bank. Every hit I've gotten so far, except for around this tree behind me, has been just real close to that bank. There we go. Another little guy. Come here, buddy. The little ones are definitely full of energy. I don't know where all the big ones are at. Look at that little guy. At least there's something on the line. It's not going to be a skunk trip, but it's not going to be a trophy bass trip either. It's just a pretty spot back in here. You figure there'd be some pretty big bass back in this, you know, a lot of cover here and shallow water. Pretty clear too. I just got that little guy right there guarding it all. I'll try to go around this tree here. I don't know how much trouble it's going to be. I'll have to get back in there behind that. See if I can get back in here without taking all my pose out. There we go. That's one thing I love about kayak fishing. You can get in places like this where most people can't get to. I say that, and there's a cork right over there. I don't know what the deal is with all these corks everywhere. I don't know if people are breaking their lines or getting hung up or what. Looks like some kind of old boat dock there. This right here just feels like a place to catch a pretty good sized bass. It just looks like it. There we go. It's a nice bass too. It's nicer than the other ones anyway. It's no giant, but it's the biggest one so far. I'll take him. Little jumper. Like I said, no giant, but he's definitely the biggest one of the day. Definitely nothing to brag about, but you know, it's been a tough day. But it's a pretty place here. Like I said, it's a definitely a pretty lake. Got a lot of coves. It's got a lot of shallow water actually. I haven't found any bass on beds or pre-spawn bass or anything like that, but it does have a lot of shallow water, a lot of potential. Something I really wasn't expecting when I come here. I wasn't really figuring there'd be that much shallow water with these kind of mountainous type stuff around it like this. There's a little bit of water coming out right there. I don't know if that's some kind of like a natural stream or something. It looks like it from the looks of it, but I can't really tell. But anytime I see one of them, you know, if you can get where it goes into the water at, a lot of times fish will congregate right there. Oh, there we go. I just said that. A lot of times though, fish will congregate right there where that moving water is. And a lot of times you can get into some fish right there in front of something like that. This one here just a little bit bigger than the last one. There we go. Ain't too much bigger, but I'll take him. Definitely a pretty bass. Good colors on him. Back you go, buddy. Like I was saying though, if you can get where that water's going into the main part here, a lot of times fish will congregate right there because food fish will come up there and they'll feed on them, and it's just usually a pretty productive spot if you can find something like this. I just happened to come upon it here. I seen it going in the water there. I was like, yep, I'm going to be casting right there a few times. I already got 2 fish out of it. Definitely nothing huge, though. Like I said, so far, today everything's been about that size right there, or smaller. But I really think that colder weather is what's hurting us. I think them, last 3 or 4 nights it's been getting down into the 40s at night. Probably pushed a lot of fish down deeper. You know, if we would have been over here last week whenever we were having them high 70s multiple days, fishing would probably be a lot different. Oh, I just got that one right there at the kayak. I figured there'd be one more in here. Trying to back out of here. Oh, break the limb. Oh, come here, buddy. No wind's trying to push me in here. Another little guy. That's 3 out of this little spot. Back he goes. It's amazing how you can come to a little spot like this and instantly get on some fish. Oh, there we go. There's another one. About the same size. They are definitely in this spot good. Not any big ones back here, but at least we're getting a little bit of a fight. Another little guy. Pretty fish though. Back he goes. A lot of times you'll find a spot like this, you know, the wind is just coming into this spot right here. And you know, a lot of times it will push food down and the food fish will come with it and then they'll feed on them. Just, you know, in my experience, it's usually pretty productive. You can find a spot back away from the wind like this where it's kind of coming into. Usually you can get a lot of fish in a spot like this. Plus the water running behind me there kind of just adds even more to it. Definitely a good spot though. Glad we found it. I was afraid this was going to be a skunk trip. It was looking like it for the first part of the morning. There we go. Another little one. Well, yeah, we got some small bass in here. Bunch of hungry little ones. All of them trying to eat that big old swim bait. Or that spinner bait. Pretty though. Back you go, buddy. Yeah, so far, a lot of little ones. There we go. Oh, guarantee you another little one. Maybe that or a brim. Grab a hold of that tail right there. Yeah, me hit it again. Guarantee it was brim. Well, one thing I can say, it would, you know, if you were a brim fisherman, you'd probably do pretty good out here. I don't know how big some of these brim are, but they have to be pretty big to be wanting to hit a big old spinnerbait like this. There we go. Yeah, this one here's so bigger. Oh man, got off. He wasn't no huge one, but he was probably the biggest one of the day. There we go. About the same size. Man. Yeah, it might be about the biggest one today. They're definitely long. Yeah, I believe so. Pretty nice one there. I should say nice. It's definitely nicest one of the day. I think I'm gonna get my stringer out, put him on stringer. Oh, I'm gonna take home probably 3 or 4 fish today. Cook them up and have some fish tonight or tomorrow. Another little one. Actually got a hook in his mouth. A little bitty guy. Pretty little bass. Definitely catching our numbers in them today. Feels like another one. Yep, there's another one. We got a hookup on him too. Ain't a little bigger than that last one, ain't much. There you go. He's just a little bit bigger. Back he goes. I guess I ain't big enough to keep. The little one's tearing my swim bait up. Maybe we can get a few more out of it. Looks like a good spot here. It's only just a little over 2 foot deep. Just isn't really any big bass in here. Well, there's another one. Another little one. A little fast one. He's just barely hooked too. Oh. See if you can let yourself go, huh? Oh, don't look like it. There we go. Back you go, buddy. Well, at least we got one more out of it. Maybe we can get a few more out of it before we have to change it. There's another one. Maybe a little bit bigger. Not much. It's hard to find bass big enough to keep out here. Not a little guy. They put up some good fights, so. I definitely want to come back to this spot when the weather gets warmer. I can definitely see a lot of areas here that, you know, in warmer weather, I think there are probably some big bass up in here. That's just my opinion. Definitely looks like good spots. It's just, I think them cold spells that we've been having on the nights, I've got them. Probably got the bigger fish push a little bit deeper. There we go. Looks like a little bit bigger one. Not much. Oh. He's not much bigger. Oh, there we go. I guess I'll keep him. Struggle today to find any fish big enough to keep. Come on, little guy. There we go. Another little one. This lake is just plumb full of bass this size right here, and just a little bit bigger. Back you go, buddy. Just a little limb right there under the water. I just happened to turn and look and see it. He was right there at it. Definitely gets shallower down in this part. It's only about 2 foot deep right here where the kayak is, but it's a lot shallower here in front of me. Oh, that little guy. I believe that's the smallest one of the day right there. Look at that guy. He just about the same size as the bait. Oh. We're setting records on the smallest fish I've ever caught. Come here, buddy. There we go. Look at that little guy. Tiny little thing. He's hungry, boy. Trying to get that big old lure there. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty spot. Kind of just winds in that way, and then it kind of goes back through there. I can see some more water back in there. We'll see how far we can get back in here. Nice, pretty little creek. Just ain't no bass in it. At least not so far. I fished all the way down the other side of it, as far as I could go, and didn't get anything. Figured I'd come down this side, and it's definitely pretty. Just ain't no fish in it. About 2 foot deep. I don't know how many times I've been in little creeks like this though, and catch a 3.5, 4 pound bass out of it when you don't expect it. That's what makes it so fun. I think we about done hit the end of the road. There's one fish. How big it is. Oh man. These fish here jump more than any ones I've seen. Sucker there took about 2 foot gap. Oh. Calm down, buddy. We'll put you back in just a second. There we go. Very long bass. Back you go. He's definitely a jumper, that's for sure. I should have joined the Olympics. I don't know if them are all the members of a Ninja Turtle, but there sure is a bunch of them nowadays. I only remember 4, but There's probably 50 of them on that log. Oh, felt like a nice one there for a second. I think he's actually going to be a keeper. Yep. Oh. Finally got a third one we can put on the stringer. He ain't no giant. Still put up a fun fight though. Oh now. Mess around, flop out of the kayak. That'll probably be about enough fish to keep. If I catch one more that's good enough, I might keep it. But it's been a struggle just to get them 3 today. I know we caught a lot of fish, but man, they just been all small bass. Well, like I said, I think that colder weather that we've been having has hurt the fishing. Probably a lot of the bigger fish are down deeper. And give it a couple of weeks, everything warms back up, and that's probably a pretty good place to come fishing then. At least I hope so. It's a pretty day today though. It's like 68, and it's got a breeze, kind of, well, more of a windy breeze, what have you, about 10 mile an hour, and it's not that bad though. You got plenty of coves here on both sides that you can get into and fish. It's definitely a good place to come kayak fishing. Alright, so that's going to bring today's episode to an end. Definitely a pretty day out here and everything, but you know, just wasn't a lot of big fish today. It was a lot of bass. You know, I don't know how many we actually caught today, but just wasn't very big. You know, I think the most biggest we had was 1.5 pounds. You know, and even the few I've had get away, they wasn't very big either. But a lot of bass out here. It's just size ain't very big, but I think it has a lot to do with the colder weather we've been having. I don't think the bigger bass are probably not up in the shallow water yet, and they might have been about 2 weeks ago whenever we were getting them high 70s and stuff. But today, well, the last week it's just been cold. The nights have been cold, and even out here today, you know, almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm still wearing my jacket. Still pretty chilly, but like I said, I think whenever it warms up, it'd be a place I like to come back to, probably like maybe a month from now or so, when it starts hitting the 80s, and I think it'd probably be a lot better fishing then. It's just a pretty lake though, you know, if you're looking for a good kayak lake, even if you're looking for a lake to just come out here and paddle around and enjoy yourself, it's perfect for that. You know, it's just a peaceful lake, a lot of coves you can go into to get out of the wind. You got deep and shallow water. Like the cove and the end of a lake, goes all the way up to 1.5 feet. It's definitely a lot different type of water here as far as fishing wise, and like I said, I think whenever things warm up, I think it'll be pretty good fishing then. But that's it for today. I hope y'all have enjoyed the content. Appreciate y'all watching. Until next time.